Welcome to Conversations with Kay, where I just tell it like it is. Today we're going to talk about sister wives. I'm a few episodes behind, so I am going to go over just a few things that really bothered me in the last episode and then get to the finale. So first of all, I want to congratulate Christine on her new grandbaby. She is so excited. She's been showing pictures on her Facebook. Super excited for her and her family. What a cute baby. Then I want to talk about a little bit about Christine's Facebook page. I feel so bad for her. Y'all probably know she sells LuLaRoe on there. And people have just been so mean on there. Everybody that's on that page knows you can't ask about the Sister Wives show, which she's explained 100 times, because their contract says they can't talk about the upcoming season or the current season while they're in their LuLaRoe sales pages. I mean, anybody with any common sense would get that they can't talk about it. But no, people will still ask and then get really nasty with her when she won't answer. Then I was so upset because her daughter, McKelty, was pregnant and got very big, but she's a big girl to begin with. And we know now she had a very big baby. But people were making disgusting remarks about how big she was, and it was just terrible. She finally had to have a mod post and tell people to stop making disparaging remarks about her body shape, body size. What is wrong with people? You don't talk to pregnant women like that. Well, you don't talk to any woman like that. But especially not a pregnant woman. What is wrong with people? I just had to get that off my chest. Another thing I want to point out from the past few episodes is every time Cody Brown refers to the children, he always refers to them as, like, for example, he'll say Janelle's children, Christine's children. He never says our children or my children. That's so weird. And this is what I've been saying for years, though. Polygamy doesn't work. It never works. The only person it ever works for is the man. And it surely is not working for Cody Brown, which he has finally admitted. And we can see now it hasn't worked for years. For years, they've all been miserable. And now you have Robin talking about having another one. Are you crazy? It doesn't make any kind of sense. And especially with Cody going off on Twitter about how their youngest one stays up till 12:30 and won't go to bed, and he's exhausted, and that's why he can't think about having another child. And I'm just like, why are you letting your 4-year-old dictate the bedtime? That makes no sense. And then I think to myself, I could almost bet $1 million that those older kids weren't allowed to do that. No, I bet they weren't. I bet they all had a bedtime and went to bed. I don't think, all these kids he's had in the past were able to stay up till 12:30. So is he acting more like a grandparent or a parent? Yeah, that's just not good, Cody. And then he gets mad at people on Twitter for pointing out that a 4-year-old shouldn't be dictating when everybody goes to bed. And he gets all pissy and says, oh, you're the expert or whatever. It's so ridiculous. I mean, I have to think these older kids have resentment about the way Robin's children are treated versus the way they were treated. Because I'm just telling you, there's no way those other kids were staying up till 12:30. Can you imagine all your kids staying up till 12:30? No, it didn't happen. I don't even have to be there to tell you that didn't happen. The way he treats Robin and her kids is just, it's just horrible how he favors them over everybody else. I just think he's at the point now where he's almost ready to admit that he just wants to be married to Robin and everybody else can go on about their business. I feel that way. For a while, I thought he still wanted to stay with Janelle too. But now you're seeing cracks even in that relationship. Yeah, it'd be best if everybody just left him and Robin to themselves. That's what I think. Let them have each other. That's what they wanted. But the weird thing to me, too, is there was a lot of cracks in him and Robin's relationship when they couldn't agree about the houses. And they were both very rude to each other. And so I'm shocked that then she comes up with, oh, I think maybe we haven't had all of our kids yet, and I see a dark-haired little boy. I'm just like, I get that's their religion, and, I'm fine with that, whatever. But that relationship has not been real steady. And with their living situation so up in the air, why would you add another child? And isn't 18 enough? That's just crazy to me. He doesn't spend enough time with the kids he's got, and you want to add another one? No. That's not even fair to the other kids. He fully admits that he's too stressed for time, can't spend enough time with anybody, and then add another kid to that. That just is crazy to me. And now let's just touch on how Cody treated Meri on their anniversary date. Why would any woman put up with that? Now, I get she went through the whole catfishing thing. But here's my thing. If he doesn't want her, let her go. Of course, I do kind of feel like he's told her over and over that it's over. And she just won't accept it. But he needs to quit giving her hope that there's any hope that they're ever going to have a relationship. Because that's not going to happen. It makes me sad seeing her throw herself at him like that and beg for his affection, and I can't even imagine doing that. And I myself have been in a very long-term marriage. No, not doing it. It's just sad watching that. I just can't even believe she seems like such a strong woman in her business, and seemed like a strong woman when she was wanting to leave. When the whole catfishing thing came apart. But now she seems like this meek doormat of a woman letting him walk all over her. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It was so disturbing to me to watch that anniversary date. That was awkward. It was just bad. Really bad. So now let's get to Christine. My heart breaks for this woman. I think there's a lot that we don't know that has gone on. But you can see the pain of this woman. I mean, it's just breaks my heart, and I don't even know her on a personal level. But I can see why she wants to be gone, and I can see why she says she's not important. Her opinion doesn't matter. I mean, when you think back over the years, it's true. And I'm going to say this. I think her and Cody's trouble, most of it, goes back to when Robin came in the picture and Christine was in labor and he was kissing Robin, and they weren't married yet, so they weren't supposed to be doing that. And he was kind of late getting to the hospital while she's in labor because he was kissing on Robin. And I think it devastated her when she saw it. And I think that's where all the issues probably started, the big issues. I don't think she ever got over it. I truly don't think she did. And I think after that, everything just kept piling up and piling up and piling up. So then we get to last night's episode where once again she's just wanting so badly to be heard. And I think, number one, when he's talking to her the first time when they're on FaceTime and she's asking him about moving to Utah, and I thought it was just disgusting the way he was treating her during that, making fun of her. And I don't think she got it, that he was actually making fun of her. That's how I felt. I felt like he was making fun of her on that call. She took it that he was in agreement with her, but that wasn't how I took it. So then we get to the part where they all meet and start discussing what they want. And she brings up moving to Utah. And of course, everybody's against her. And then Meri pops up out of her chair and takes her over to see the mountains. I think Meri's trying to be a hero. I think she's trying to impress Cody, trying to get him back by showing, look what a great sister wife I am. I'm going to talk Christine into not leaving you. but it's not going to work. I think Christine's done. I think she's been done. And I think that's why she hasn't tweeted the entire season. I think she's already left. That's what I think. Or she's on her way out the door. It's heartbreaking. I never want to see a family break up, but you can't stay and be that miserable. Plus, she's got a lot of girls that she's raising. She needs to show them that they don't have to put up with that. Just because Meri wants to stay and be a doormat doesn't mean Christine needs to. I just can't even believe that whole awkward scene with Meri. And then what I feel is the worst part was the whole conversation with Cody about the daughter having surgery. That would have been it for me right there. And maybe that was it for her. My heart broke for her daughter. How do you hear your dad say, well, you'll just have to go by yourself and have surgery? Whoever says that? Who? Nobody, Cody. Nobody. What a piece of crap. And this just shows what, in my opinion, what a narcissist he is. He wants everything revolving around himself, and when it doesn't, he's going to withdraw, and he just doesn't care anymore. And that's his daughter. Oh, I could have just ripped him apart when I watched that scene. And I felt so bad for her daughter when she went in the house. I did kind of feel like Christine should have told him to get out of there and ran after her daughter. I couldn't believe Cody didn't run after his daughter. Right then it should have occurred to him what a horrible thing he had just said to her. And he should have gone and got her and apologized and told her he didn't mean it. But when he didn't do it, I wish Christine would have done it. Now, I know she went in after her after Cody finally left. And, you know, she was in a hard spot. I think she was still wanting to get her point across and still hopeful that he would come to his senses. But no, that didn't happen. And we all know that she did end up having her surgery without Cody there. You know, there's some things that trump even viruses. And that should have been one of them. You know, I don't want to get into a whole discussion about the virus and what he shouldn't have done. Because that's just a no-win situation. But his surgery should have trumped it. He should have been there. I mean, look at the way he treated Janelle, wanting to go help with her own grandkids, knowing that one was having surgery. And again, he just doesn't even care. Doesn't even care that his granddaughter is going to have surgery. And Janelle's going to be gone, and now she's got to do it by herself because he sure as heck isn't going to come and help anybody. This is not a family. It's just not. This is 4 monogamous wives without a husband. That's what this is. This is not any kind of family situation that anybody would really want to be in. I think, you know, maybe years ago probably what messed it up, in my opinion, was when they went to Vegas. And I think living in all the separate houses, and they already started living separate lives, you know, they can blame it on the move to Flagstaff, which didn't help a thing. But it had already started, because if you go back, the women were already saying that even in Vegas, they didn't get together, they didn't see each other, they didn't do things together. So that had already started. You can't blame all that on Flagstaff. But if we are going to blame the move to Flagstaff, who was it that bullied everybody into it? Cody. I mean, I think Christine has a great point in that at this point in time, they're obviously never going to have the money to build on that property, especially with these hugely expensive houses that they bought. So why not just move to Utah and be back with their families? Probably makes a lot more sense to sell everything they got there, get out while prices are high, and just go to Utah. I agree with her. The only thing that's bad is to move those kids yet again. That's the bad thing. But, yeah, that's my thoughts. I've got all the tweets in here for anybody that wants to read them. Let me know what you guys think. I guess there's not going to be a reunion show. They said because of COVID they didn't get to film it, which doesn't make any sense to me because Bravo's doing theirs. So I don't know why they can't do theirs. They could have done them, you know, on screens if they didn't want to get together in person, but not going to be one, so we won't get that, any kind of closure there. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Have a wonderful day and hold your family close.